How's it, everybody? Welcome back to Scattered Island. I'm sitting here staring at this intersection, or well, this off-ramp we built in the last video, and I see that trucks and cars like to stop around here, probably because I've still got traffic lights active here. Now, I'm not sure if I should turn the traffic lights off because I don't have trams running yet, and I'm thinking maybe later in this video we'll probably get the tram running through this place, but we're gonna do a little bit of experimentation. And what I want to do is I want to start off by getting rid of the traffic lights in this spot, and let's see what happens over time. I want to see if the traffic flow will improve. I'm not sure if we've got traffic lights here. Do we have? Yeah, we've still got traffic lights in all of these areas. Let's get rid of all of them. I mean, it is a roundabout after all, so it should run smoothly by itself, hopefully. So let's turn that off and let's see how all of the traffic flows as time goes on. Otherwise, this is what we built in the last video. We set up this not industrial. Why do I keep saying industrial? We set up this office complex over here with some small apartments on the outskirts of it. And we're going to start blending this place out into more of the, let me get the name right because I keep saying the wrong name, low rent housing. More of the low rent housing in, going out all the way to the industrial zone back there. Over here, we put a little bit of schooling to try and address quite a bit of the demand. The only thing that I didn't like is the fact that I realized that I've got so many trees here, and that just looks a little bit odd when I looked at it from afar. And given that this might be some kind of a school or an office complex, in my mind, it'll be nice to have a small little yard or space here. So I want to just clear out these trees quickly, and then we will jump into other things. Okay, cool. That's it. Sometimes you do these things and you wonder what sort of difference it will really make. But I think aesthetically, it kind of blends in a bit better with this, a bit better with that. And when they get a little bigger, it will blend in a bit better with the outside world. Now, order of the day. I've got a few things that I want to get done. One of the things is I noticed trash is starting to pile up in certain buildings. And I looked at my garbage management and I realized that this is the only real garbage management sources that we have. And it's all the way from the first video, I think, that I placed this. This building has 20 vehicles and the incineration plant has 50 vehicles. So a total of what's that? 70 vehicles. When I look at what's happening from my city, I mean, look at the amount of vehicles I see. I see them going all the way out as well. I don't know if this means that they are importing, in other words, trying to get garbage from the outside world, or what that means. Either way, my garbage processing status is dropping quite low, and I figured I'll add something else to try and aid it. Given that all of the trash, garbage trucks come from all the way that side, having to navigate their way into this area, maybe it'll be helpful if I gave another entry point into the main city, because this is where a lot of the uncollected garbage seems to be sitting. So I want to put a little recycling plant right here, and then that will allow trucks easier access to this area, and also this area without burdening just that one or just those two on the far end of the map. So let's get this in. First, I need to grab some tiles. I think just that one will do for now, and then we'll get this in and we'll extend the road out to this place. I don't think we're going to be developing this area today, but at least if I can get the garbage processing in, that should help a bit with what's happening in the city. All right, let's get this in, then we shall continue. Okay, you know what? I messed up. I realized that I didn't check for the upgrades on this thing. Ugh. Now that has put me in an awkward position, which means that everything I'm doing on this side, I am going to get rid of so that I can expand this to have a couple of these upgrades. I keep forgetting I can upgrade buildings. Anyways, let's get that done. Okay, we've got a waste treatment plant in here. I don't like the fact that this road is going downwards. You know what I can do actually is let's cut it off maybe around here, and then let's just put a roundabout at the end of it there, and we can still, yeah, those houses are, well, not houses, those offices are so fine. And then I think I'll just plonk down a couple of trees in and around this space to make it a small little, I don't know, green space around the offices that have been built over here. Alright, so as you can tell, this was never the plan to build out something so big. I thought I was just going to plonk this down and then move on, and I realized that no, it will make sense to have a couple more office buildings and stuff in and around it that will, I guess it's not just a treatment plant, right? There are people here that are working and so on. So this has added an additional 30 vehicles to our fleet of garbage collection trucks. Interesting. I can keep plonking as many of these as I want, and I can keep plonking as many as I want. Allows for significantly larger processing, but from a vehicle standpoint, doesn't look like I can extend it any more than this one extension track depot. But yeah, that's it. We've got this road going here. The plan is this is going to be the main road that will work its way up this mountain, and I'm thinking of having a nice sort of residential area around here. But now that I've plonked this here, that's not going to make sense. So I'm going to continue this road probably down this way, and we'll blend it in with the surrounding areas. We're very close to the edge of the map anyway, so we'll probably do some small development around here at some point and let this, I don't know where this road will go. It'll find its way, it'll do something. Now let's hope that if we have a look at our recycling, we've got a ton more trucks on our roads, less red in the city, which is awesome, is what we want to see. And yeah, let us move on from here. So just before we jump into the order of the day, I thought I would come and rename this town that we built, I think 2 videos back, as well as the power station. Now, the way I worked on this is that the first person that I saw that gave a suggestion, I used that name. So I had somebody give a name for both the power station and the town. I chose just the power station from that because I already had a name given for the town. So going forward, Heather Springs, based on this user's suggestion, it is going to be known as Cool Point. And they say that this is a name that this is a town that looks similar to a place they have in New South Wales, Australia. So yeah, thank you so much for that name. And the other one is the name for the power station, and that is going to be Seco Energy. There we go. Once again, thank you so much for the name. Really appreciate it. Our town is better than just Heather Springs. Alright, so to the order of the day. I've been looking at the top of this hill overlooking the city, and I've been wanting to put something up here for quite a while. And I think I finally figured out what I'm going to put here. Look at my education. We're running low on the university, and one of the things that I have are these amazing buildings that are extremely big to be plonked anywhere else. So I thought, what if I build a sort of a research center of sorts that sits on top of this little hill, a nice big development that overlooks the city. So I thought if I could make use of the technical university as well as the medical university and one or two other buildings that we have in various places, I can't remember where, I'll figure that out. I think it will look very nice overlooking the entire city. The only thing I couldn't figure out or haven't figured out yet is how I'm going to get a road up to the space. And I was thinking that I could give an access waypoint from this side and maybe extend this intersection here to be able to come up this way. Or even better for me, at least in terms of what I'm thinking, is because I plan on doing development in and around here, perhaps work a road down the mountain and bring it all the way around to connect up to this road that we left dead ending here a couple of videos ago when we built this interchange over here. So I'm gonna have to work out a way to get all of those in. Let's start off by grabbing a whole bunch of tiles in this area that will enable us to be able to build all of that. It's not likely I'm going to come this far, but you know what? I've got 200 and whatever tiles that I can unlock. I might as well unlock them. So we're gonna flatten out this area a little bit so that we have a place to plonk all of this. It's quite a hilly area. What I want to do is that I want to start off by joining these two hills because I think that will make my life a little bit easier. Then we'll take it from there. All right, I'm reluctant to clear out all the trees because I want to maintain as much of the forest as I possibly can. I think once we're done with everything, we will sort out the terrain around it. Let's plonk down the first big asset, which is the technical university, because this thing is huge. I actually don't even know which side the road is. I thought this thing gave you an indication of where the road sits. Okay, there it is on that side. All right. So let's make it face this way. I think if it's nice and flat over here, maybe more towards the side. See, this is the thing about these sort of things. It's always, where do I want to put them? Ugh. Oh, you know what? Hang on. Hang on a second. Let's extend this out a little bit. Alrighty. Let's plonk it down right over here. Great. So we've got this nice big asset. I don't believe you can... Oh, you can extend it. Oh, great. Extension wing. That's beautiful. Let's get that. What is this? Improved practical learning that increases the students' chances of graduating. This is not a visual improvement, right? Okay, it's not. Let me monitor my funds. Okay, it's not too bad. I think we can do that. So plus 10% industry efficiency and plus 10% office efficiency, which is awesome. We're going to get a road in front of this, and I think what I'm going to put down is a nice big avenue because, you know, it's a nice big building. Why not? We got an avenue down here. It's 2 lanes, and then we're going to plonk down trees on either side of it. Something that I've not been making use of a lot. So, hey, let's do that. Cool. So that's in. This I wanted to be the center of the entire build, and then everything else will work its way around it. So cool. This is great. This works out nicely. Then I want to get another one of the buildings next to it. But what I want to do is I want to add this assets, this satellite uplink. So let's go ahead and unlock it in the communications tab. Unlock. Let's bring you in. Oh, so now I've completed all of this area, and we're going to plonk this one down somewhere here in front of it. So I want it to sit on a small little hill that overlooks the ocean area. So the idea is there's not too much pollution in that area, and so when I say pollution, I mean radio noise pollution. So it will look out in that space. Probably won't be this close to the city, but you know what? Let's pretend. So let's get a small little hill over here that we will work a road up to get the satellite uplink going. Alrighty, getting the heights right is not an easy feat at all. So I want to shrink this down a little bit. We'll get the top of that, make it a little bit flat, and then we will plonk down the satellite uplink right on top of it. Where is the road connection? I know this also requires a road connection. There we go. Plonk. Alrighty. So we've got that up there. Solo thing all on its own, just looking up, and I think that is cool. That is so cool. Now to work a road down from this point is going to be something else, because I've put it so high up. Maybe send the road all the way out. No, going around the hill, I think it's unrealistic if it just continues. So let me blend this area down into the terrain a bit better, and then we'll work out a road there. All right, we've got a road. Let's see. It's not completely impractical. It doesn't have some ridiculously steep slopes. I think that's probably going to work, with the exception of this last area that really goes up. I think that is fine. It's going to work. All right, let's turn our attention back to this chappie. We will connect this up at some point, but for now, I want to extend out all of this area, and let's see what we can get this place to look like. And we get a new building by plonking that down. The farmer, pharmaceutical production, endeavoring to make the products accessible to all. This has a positive effect on citizen health and well-being. Ooh, farmer. Let's see what that looks like quickly. Farmer. Where is farmer? There's farmer. Oh, ooh, this looks like could be a nice, okay, no, but it's a polluter. Okay, it pollutes the ground, so that's not gonna work. But okay, we've got this building in. Oh man, look at the extensions I can get on this thing. Oh my goodness, I did not even realize that I can get extensions of this nature. This is so cool. Now I don't know what to plonk down. Oh, what are these? So this is research facilities. Research work increases students' chances of graduating. Citizens near the university can be treated here and gain a boost to their health. And the extension wing, it's increased capacity for even more students. Let's see this. Oh, you are beautiful. Can I not get another extension wing? That one I just had to plonk down because that is just so beautiful. That's a lovely, lovely, lovely extension. I'm not even monitoring my money. I've gone from 400 and something to 200 and something. Hoo-wee. You've gotta love it. You've gotta love it. But what are the extensions? Okay, so we've got practice clinic. I don't think it will be worthwhile putting this here because I'm not really going to have anybody living in and around this area except maybe all the way down there. But I do like these research facilities and how that looks. So maybe if we can get this one down on this side, I think that looks cool over there. Oh, we can get more than one. So I can plonk two of you right next to each other. Ooh, or maybe on this side. Create some kind of like a campus around this area, but then I will not have access to the parking over here. So maybe an extension here and here. How much is this thing? This is 150,000 a month. An hour. Oh my gosh, I'm blowing my budget. Anyways, Oh no. No, I messed up. I didn't fix the terrain, people. Oh no, I didn't fix the terrain. You know what? Let me not think about it. 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 Let me just do it. Let's come back here. Let's get the terrain all nice and high. And then just increase the size. And then we can continue with that expansion. Okay, so we've got that in. I'm trying to take the time to just lay out the foundations of this institution, and then we'll get around to all the terraforming work that will sort it out and all the detailing that we need to do. But so far, I think that is come together. All that I need to do now is let's see if there are other buildings that I might want to add to this. So I'm gonna jump in here. I want to unlock a couple of things. So we've unlocked that. I don't think the Large Hadron Collider is something I'm going to... What's this? Radio telescope. Ooh, wait a minute. I think I got myself confused. You know what? Let's unlock that. Let me unlock this building as well, because this looks like it could be a nice building. And then I think that should be everything from here. All right, look at this. I put this tiny little uplink here. I think what would be nice is that chappy. Ooh, yeah, I think that chappy is going to be... You know, instead of doing that, let's relocate you quickly. So let's bring this one and plonk you. Let's just plonk it there for now. And then over here, let's extend this road out a little bit. And we are going to put down the radio telescope. There we go. This is what I want. Yes. And then we can get it to face out in that direction. All the way out into the middle of nowhere. Away from all of the city noise. There we go. Ooh, that's better. But why is it like... Why in the world did it just plonk itself down there? Oh gosh. Let's relocate. Thank goodness for relocation functionality, because otherwise I was just going to be spending a ton of money. Let's flatten this out and then move it back here. Okay, so now we've got the two. I think that looks cool. I love it. This works. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to work the terrain in, and then one of the things that I want to do is put like a small little office complex maybe to the side somewhere, and see if I can get it to blend in nicely for this area to look just a little bit more complete, because right now it's just this big plonk of land and it is looking ugh. All right, so most of the landscape has been blended in fairly well. I think everything is nice and smooth. We don't have that rapid jagged edges. I think this area is perfectly fine because it's so close to this lake over here. So this makes a bit of sense that this would exist around here. Now, what I had wanted to always, well, not always, but my recent plans was that I was going to terraform down a lot of the space so that I could do residential sprawling around the space. So this provides me now with a perfect opportunity to bring this landscape a little bit down, which will then enable me to have a nice smoother entryway into this place. So we'll probably extend the expressway out into this area, and then we'll branch off residential developments down here, whilst at the same time using it as a connection point to get somehow up to this academic institution. So let's continue with the terraforming, and let's actually, no, before we get to the terraforming, let me buy a few more of these because I think that will make my life easier. And then let's work out a way to get ourselves up to the academic institution. Actually, no, a research center. How we can get ourselves up to this research center up there. Okay. Whew. I found deleting this was proving to be too much of a challenge. Like, the sensitivity of it is, look at that. It's the collision radius of this thing for the delete is very, very tiny. So I decided I would leave it the way it is, and we've got a nice slipway off here. Okay, so we have things connected. Now we have a way of getting up here. There's currently no power getting up to here yet because this is a highway road, but I think, you know what, let's run electricity through this. Actually, so we've got a power line that comes up to here, right? So if we bring the power line across and then have a substation somewhere in this vicinity, that will give us the ability to easily run power up here. But you know what, actually, let's sort out the landscape first. I think this obviously looks a little bit wonky. We're gonna sort out the landscape and then we'll work out running water and power to the side. Alrighty, so let's see what that looks like. I think for the most part it looks okay, maybe with the exception of places like this. I think in this area I don't want the landscape or this like cliff texture to show on these areas. So I think areas like this, I'll just put in a little bit extra efforts to try and hide it, at least right up against the road. If there's a cliff face or two exposed in places like this, I think that is fine. But I think overall, it's a bit of a bump here, but it's fine. I think overall we've got a landscape looking a bit decent. What I do want to do though is, I think what would look a little nicer is if I can put what looks like little hills in between spaces like this. Probably the reason why, or part of the reason why the landscape had to go so, or not the landscape, man, the roads had to go so far around, because this place was really hilly and they worked the road around little hills like this. And I think this adds a touch more realism. So let's get hills like this into pretty much all the bendy areas, and then we'll work out the power. All right, what does that look like? Oh, that is beautiful. Beauty. I actually love this. I think it gives a little bit of character to it. It just shows that the road really had to be carved into this mountainside to make this happen. But I think these little like hills and cliffs in between all of the bends just adds so much more life to this entire area. It's just places like this that I don't like that. Every time I see them, usually off camera, I tend to want to fix them immediately, because I'm like, nope, that would not happen. You would not have the cliff face exposed so steeply. But then again, you know what? Who knows? There might be some parts in the world where things like that are left to show. So, hey. But yeah, here we go. I think we've got everything looking very, very nice. The road is cutting through here very beautifully. I'm not sure if I am going to connect it up via this way as well just yet. What I do know is that I want to put a smaller office block here, and then we'll put some around here. But before we do that, let's get power running. We've got power running all the way up to the institutes now, and this is up and running. Its efficiency is slowly starting to go up, even though it doesn't have enough employees. So once employees get in here, I expect it to be super awesome. This is also operational. This is the technical university. It as well, from an efficiency wise, it just needs to get employees and it's going to go up. So the last thing, or the last couple of things, is we're going to connect these up so that we can start getting coverage from that, and then we'll get in 1 or 2 office blocks around here. You know what? Let's just take stock of what this place looks like quickly. Now, when I look at it, right, it's too dense. It looks very off to me. It's like a mini city that is developing all the way up on this hill, and this just does not look. It just doesn't look too correct for my liking. So I'm not gonna keep this. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look anywhere close to even being realistic. So no, I'm going to remove all of these, and we're just going to convert this whole area into a giant office park. I think I just want to see if there's any amounts that I can leave behind that can still give it some form of realism. And I think if I can get rid of maybe a couple of these ones, get rid of those. In fact, I think we're gonna have to get rid of both of these. So if we get rid of these small ones here, these two are together here. I don't think that looks too good. Let's get rid of that. And then I'll leave these two here for now. And then we'll build out this area as though it's an extension of the institution with like a park or something. And over here, I think over here we can make this into office blocks, two little office. Oh no, I don't like it when I just want one building and then it decides to spawn two. There we go, that's better. And then I'll put a smaller one in between them like so, and then the rest is just me detailing bushes and stuff. And then we'll actually, no, you know what, let's blend the terrain in a bit, then we'll put the bush and trees and stuff around it. Placing these trees is truly a labor of love. It really is. This thing is going to drive me to start experimenting with the mods before they've even been released, and I don't want to do that. Anyways, everybody, so we've got the stuff in. You can clearly see that these buildings they don't blend in. These are white and these are gray and dull. I don't know. I'm gonna have to see, because right now employees are trickling in slowly, not that much, but overall we're still making money. So maybe it's not really that big a train smash that I worry about getting additional office space and stuff into this area. I do like how we have this little nook that sticks out here when I look at the overall, what I want to call this, a research institute. I like the way that sticks out over there, and that's why I want to keep it. Likewise, I want to create a small little nook here as well. And the only thing is that I don't like the buildings that are here. Ooh, we got a disease control here. Whoa, ho, ho, ho. People, disease control. You know what? I am going to experiment. Just before I could start my experiment, the game crashed. Fortunately, I had just finished saving. But guess what? we're back to a cloudy day as soon as we put in. Oh, this is frustrating. Anyways, you know what? So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of all of these, and I'm going to replace these with the disease control, and let's see if that is going to look a bit better than it currently is. I do think that looks much better. I think that fits in very well with the campus. Oh yes, I am happy with this. Before I continue, I am going to save this game so that it doesn't crash on me again. I am done saving. Okay, so this looks much better. I like that very much. Let's clear out all of these trees. We'll get more of this painful ones in, and then I think we will start wrapping things up around here. All right, I think we've clonked things up here nicely. I don't know what that even means, but I think we've pretty much completed this area. The only thing that's left is sorting out the landscape around here, something that is fairly easy, fairly quick to do. It's always easier when you just extend the landscape out as big as possible, and then you blend it all in beautifully with its surroundings. It helps if the brush is nice and high. Then all of that comes through very nicely. I think I'm happy to have a bit of a cliff face showing over here. But yeah, I think overall, everybody, we've got ourselves a little research institute up here. Have you got employees yet? Nope, not yet. So we got to make a plan to get all these places employed, because they are all not operating at maximum capacity. They are getting people slowly, but look at this one has lost somebody. So I'm hoping that I can put together a nice big development in and around this space, and with that, these should feed this entire area. I put this maintenance buildings down simply because I wanted this to look like a little maintenance building, really. That's what I wanted it to look like. But at the same time, we are in need of road maintenance all over. So by plonking those down, they've headed out. I think this is all of those maintenance vehicles, which is cool. So they're going to start heading out. They're going to start doing their thing. But overall, I love the way the road snakes its way around all the way to access this place. I think like looks pretty good. I'm glad I plunked this down here. I think that also looks very nice. And overall, I'm happy with my research institute sitting over there with everything up on that hill. I think, look, like seriously, really Why are these European? Oh my goodness. This game is testing me. Let me convert these to American and then we will move on. Alright, so in the end I decided to replace these mixed zones with office buildings. I didn't like the way the mixed zones looked. They looked a bit too grey and dull for my liking. I think the offices is much better, and keeping them low lying as well doesn't take away from these bigger buildings. It allows them to be the highlight of this entire build, which I think is what I want. I think the last thing that's in order is to get a district tool around this so that we can get a name for this place. If you've got a name suggestion, a backstory, let me know, drop it in the comments. I'll give it a day or two, get a couple of stories in, I'll read through all of them and I will pick my favorite, and if there's a story going with it, I will definitely read out that story in the next video. And there we go. It's the Research Institute. So, name, backstory, please feel free, drop it in the comments. In the last video, a couple of people mentioned that my cinematics are a bit too short and they would love to have slightly longer cinematics, which I think is fair. I do keep the cinematics short. I think in my head, because I'm always flying around and showing what I'm building, people might not be interested in it so much, but thank you for letting me know that you are interested. Today, I will have a longer set of cinematics, not just of what we've built, but of various areas around the city, and I hope you enjoy it. Before we do that though, I want to say thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all the comments, all the likes that people tend to leave. Thank you. I don't get round to implementing all of your ideas and all of your suggestions, but I read them all. And every now and then, some of them come to me whilst I'm in the middle of the build and I will implement it. And every time I do, I try and give you a shout out and even feature your comments. To all of my patrons, all of my YouTube members, thank you all so much for all the extra support you show the channel. It is truly appreciated. As we get into the cinematics, everybody, I want to say take it easy and I hope to catch you all in the next one. Cheers.